After his parents' death, a man discovers a hidden birth certificate revealing he has a twin brother left behind at birth. What he uncovers next shatters everything he thought he knew about his family.
I always thought that this only happens in movies. And low-quality ones, low-budget ones. Because the idea is actually very primitive and unnatural. But once I found myself in such a movie. The death of parents always comes at the wrong time. Even if you seem to be mentally prepared. Mine passed away almost at the same time. My father died of a heart attack, and my mother literally faded away 2 months after him. They were together for 40 years. Apparently, she just didn't want to live without him anymore. We were always close. I really had a great family. That's probably why I still haven't gotten married, because I want a perfect family the first time, like my parents. I work in another state, but I try to visit them as often as possible. I always loved spending time at my parents' house. I'm saying all this so that you understand that we really were close, could talk about anything, shared all the news with each other. These are not just words. It was especially hard after my mother's funeral. But the lawyers wanted me to re-register the property and other things that I, as the sole heir, had to sort out. For a long time, I couldn't bring myself to go into their house. Everything there smelled of memories, my father's old books, my mother's lavender tea, even the ticking of the clock that I remember from childhood. But they gave me a month. Don't ask, these are bureaucratic rules that I myself don't understand. One evening, I finally decided to sort through the old papers. Just to distract myself a little. I found a box of documents, bills, insurance, some notes. But among them was something that literally made my heart stop. A birth certificate. Mine. And another one. In the name of Liam. With the same date. With the same last name. I sat on the floor of my parents' dusty bedroom and couldn't believe what I was holding in my hands. I had a brother. A twin. And they never told me about it. That night I hardly slept. Thoughts came into my head one after another. How? Why? Where is he now? Is he alive? I looked at the ceiling, remembering every little thing from my childhood, every photo, every phrase of my mother. Nowhere, not once was there a mention of another child. My God, fate is such a joker. I was destined to find out about my brother exactly when my parents could no longer explain anything. It seems like some kind of evil joke. How much I would ask my mother now. In the morning, I already knew exactly what to do. I went to the maternity hospital the next day. It was still open, but now as part of a large private clinic. I showed them both certificates and asked for access to the archives. At first, they refused. But when I told them that my parents had died, that I just wanted to know the truth, one of the elderly employees, seeing my last name, suddenly froze. She remembered that case. 2 twin boys. One went home with his mother. The other was left. The mother was alone, young. She said that she could not cope with 2. One was weak. It seemed that she had made a choice. These were her words. I could not breathe. It turned out that my brother was sent to an orphanage. He grew up in the system, without a family, without love. He changed institutions, schools, foster families. And me? I grew up in a house with loving parents, with holidays, hugs and porridge in the morning. They gave me the name of the orphanage where he spent most of his childhood. I went there. A gray building. Gloomy. A call. The director was new, did not know my brother personally, but confirmed, yes, Liam Peters grew up here. Just at that time, I received a call from my lawyer. Of course, they also found this information and he called me to tell me that now I may not be the only heir. Even if his parents disowned his brother, he can still take a DNA test, prove paternity, and claim the inheritance. At my request, the lawyer found Liam's contact information. He is now 38, like me. I found him on social networks. Apparently, he lived in different places, traveled a lot. He had photos in his profile, such a familiar look. I could not believe my own eyes. But here is the dilemma: should I contact him? Or maybe leave everything as is? I have no one to consult with, I am not married, no children, I am left alone. And so, it would be so nice to have a brother. But on the other hand, my parents wouldn't want that. I don't know what kind of person he is now. Can he take my property away? Can he sue me? I don't understand anything at all, my head is a mess. I signed up for a consultation with a family lawyer, hoping that he would help me figure it out and make the right decision. Liam has lived his whole life with the feeling that he was abandoned at the maternity hospital. Who knows how angry he is at our family? Will he even want to talk to me? Every night I promise myself that I will write to him, because it's the right thing to do. But every night I don't dare. So many questions in my head. Does he know who his parents are? Does he know that he has a brother? Did he want to find us earlier? How did his life turn out? Does he have a family? You know, I even had a thought that he might find this post on the forum and see me. I want you to understand, I really did have a great family, the kindest parents. It's hard for me to think that they could abandon a child in a maternity hospital. There must be some other explanation, or not. Perhaps that's why I'm in no hurry to write to him. I'm afraid to hear a story about my parents that I won't like. To get to know them from a different side. Now I remember all the plots of films with this idea, where brothers separated at birth meet, hug, and immediately fall in love with each other with tears in their eyes. And the more I think about it, the less likely it seems to me in life. What would you do in my place?